Have you been hearing the words universe, consciousness, and spiritual awakening recently? Are you a Christian and you don't really know how to respond to these terms, or if you should even listen to them? If so, then this video is for you. Hello everyone, I'm Tanya Bell. Welcome to my channel. If you do find this information useful, please like and subscribe to help other people find this information. So, I was at the lake this morning, which is, of course, if you know me at all, it's my favorite place to go recently. I hear God more there than any other place. I hear my own internal voice there more than any other place. And so I was there this morning, and as I was praying and meditating and journaling, this subject crossed my mind more than once. And so I knew I wanted to share this with you. I wanted to do a video about it today to share with you. If you come from a Christian background, then you're told that you shouldn't probably listen to these things because they're bad. Any videos that talk about what you calling the new spirituality or whatever term you want to label it. It talks about the universe and energy and, expanding your consciousness and all those things. And you wonder if it's bad. And that's kind of the place I started. I kind of started at, I could hear those Christian voices in my head, of the people who installed the beliefs there. Don't listen to that. That's bad. But I can tell you right now, after just coming out pretty recently of a toxic relationship with a man that I loved very much but couldn't be with, that after being back in my hometown for about 1.5 years, eating, sleeping, drinking, God, healing, spiritual growth topics and things, that it is the very thing that every human being needs to hear and understand, are the things that we maybe were taught to block out and not listen to. So let me explain. For instance, a lot of the videos, I admit, do speak a lot of the universe, and they don't actually talk about God or mention the name of God or the name of Jesus Christ, which as Christians we're taught is the mainstay, the red thread of the Bible. And I get that, I get the concern, but you are a grown human being, and you can, my advice is to take the parts of it that you need, and that's the science part of it, the biology part of it. Those are the parts that have helped me heal immensely, the parts that I wouldn't have listened to before because I was told, don't listen to that, that's bad, that'll get in your brain and harm you. Well, I'm an adult and I can decide what is helpful and what is harmful. I can listen to something and decide. That's part of the discernment that we learn as Christians, and as we grow and we begin to take in the meat and potatoes of the Bible and the Word and spiritual things instead of just, the milk. We grow up. We grow up spiritually, and we learn to trust ourselves. We learn to trust our inner voice, and that's what you have to do here. You can't be afraid of anything. The moment that you're afraid, you block. And the moment you block, you can no longer grow or expand. You have to consider. So let's consider these things today. The universe, that we have energy, that our bodies are set inside an energetic field that goes, what do they say, approximately 3 feet around your whole body is your own personal energetic field. You need to know that. That's not this or that or the other spiritually. It's a fact. You are energy. We are energy. Everything on the earth is energy, and you give off something. If you don't understand that rule that your body is set in, you're shooting blind, you're running blind, you're living blind. So let's go back. Let's talk about that word universe. Is that something that a Christian should be concerned about? Well, I can tell you deeply and emphatically the answer to that is no. You should not be concerned about it. God created the universe. God created the heavens and the earth. And he set the stars in the heavens for signs and for seasons. He did that. He set up every single fascinating system in the sky, rule, law that we live in. He set it all up brilliantly. The universe and its expanse is so big that we don't know everything there is to know about it. It is my understanding that there are multiple universes that we live in. That is God. That is our beautiful creator. He did that. And so we live in certain immutable laws because we are bodies. These bodies contain our fierce and powerful light beings. We are powerful, first and foremost, beings of light. Powerful beings of light. Eternal, powerful, loving, fierce, creative beings of light living in these bodies. These bodies contain who we truly are, our true essence. And we were set on this earth and we live within certain physical laws as well. And they are immutable laws and everyone has to live by them and everyone has to follow these rules and laws and abide by them. For instance, and it's one that I use often and I use it because it's so elementary and it's easy for everyone to understand. For instance, the law of gravity. If you drop something, it's going to fall to the ground. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter how poor you are. It doesn't matter if you're enlightened or not enlightened. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or a non-Christian. If you jump off of a 3-story building, you're going to fall and hit the ground. Okay? It doesn't matter who you are. That's a law. And we live in those. There are laws of, there are physical laws that the universe, and one of them is the law of mirroring. And these are the things that we've been ignorant of because, we just thought that God takes care of it. Whoosh, he comes down and whoosh, and makes everything better. And that's not true. That's not the case. There are emotional law. We have emotions. Do we know how those work? Do we know who we are? Do we know what we are? Do we know how it functions? What happens when you're projecting onto someone? Why does that happen? What does your energy give out? Do you give out something and then you get something back? If you're living in patterns over and over again, and you're getting back the same thing over and over, but you've been praying and you're not getting any results, and you basically, like me, for instance, who lived basically 30 years in the fetal position. I was praying. I wasn't getting anything different back because I was sending out a specific frequency in my energy, my core beliefs. I believed things in my body that I had buried, that I had rejected, that I had parts of myself that I had fragmented off and had buried, and it kept trying to get my attention. But it didn't matter how hard I tried to pray this way, when inwardly my energy was giving off a beacon signal of sadness, trauma, and grief, and of being, what are some of the things that people believe of being undeserving of love, of being undeserving of reciprocal love, of being, that's what I'm talking about. The universe, God created it. The law of energy, and mirroring, and what you believe at your core, you get, and you're putting out energetically, not the actions that you're doing. You can be trying to serve until you're, well, what does the Bible say? Though I give my body to be burned out in service, right? You can be burning yourself out in acts, taking people dinners and this and that, but at your core, you think you're doing it because you're undeserving of true love. So those are the things I'm talking about. Those are the things that we're unaware of. And these are the things that I have found most helpful for me in the last year and a half in this healing process, and this final, basically, epiphany, this spiritual epiphany I've had. I've had a couple of spiritual experiences in my life. I don't know how many you're supposed to get, but this last one, I've been so strong in my life, so strong, stubborn, strong, just holding on. I could take a lot. I think they call it endurism. I could endure a lot and a lot and a lot. It took somebody more strong-willed than me to crack me open this last time and to break me down to my knees, to the point where I had nothing left but to cry out to God and cry out to the heavens and cry out, to the beautiful expanse for answers. And I've been getting those answers in spades, and that's what I want to share with you all. So if you're a Christian and you're wondering about this universe talk and this energy talk and this consciousness talk and enlightenment talk and awakening speak, and the shadow work and this core work, and you're wondering, is it wrong for me to think about this? My answer to you is, sir or madam, yes, please. If you're not looking inward, you can be a Christian, you can be knowledgeable, you can be close to God, you can be praying, or all of the things. But if you have not yet had the inward awakening to where you have begun to shed all of the masks, all of the stuff that was expected of you and heaped upon you for your whole life, that weighted you down, and you knew that it wasn't you, all of the parts of yourself that you buried that are clanging inside you to rise, but you ignore them and you keep functioning in survival, just eat, sleep, drink, go to your job, and that's all you've got the energy for. I say to you right now, please wake up and turn inward. Find those parts of yourself that you were talked into burying, or that you were shamed into burying, and re-establish connection with yourself. Because once you begin to find the real you, your true powerful essence, you will find God, because God is in each and every one of us. God is the original, and we are the image and likeness. We are powerful. We are actually Him. We are a part of Him. We are not separate from Him. We have the same light and the same power within us. So when you have the courage to stop and to tear off the masks that you've been putting in front of yourself, smiling when you're dying inside, all of the things, when you feel disconnected, go inside, go inward, and you will find God. You will find Him there, inside. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Go on ahead and start helping yourself, start learning, start healing. Don't you want to know what your full potential is before you leave this earth? That's one of the terrible, terrible, sad things that I realized today, is how many people that I love left this earth still spiritually asleep. Still spiritually asleep, never reached their full potential because they just survived through their life. Gosh, I don't want that. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for you. So invest in yourself. There shouldn't be anything more important in your life than finding your power, finding your peace, finding more love, just healing yourself, finding those pieces that you rejected, and reestablish connection to them, and live in them proudly. Live in them proudly. Rise, expand, and heal.